Okay guys, today we're going to talk about back pressure, but more specifically, pressure that's coming this way, right? Now there's different types of back pressure. People have different opinions on what it is, but I'm going to go over the three main types of back pressure. So there's three different movements that apply back pressure. One is elbow flexion, so this movement here. The other is like a lat drag or a dragging motion, which is bringing your humerus down. And then the third movement is shoulder retraction, which is when your shoulder's coming back like this. You can think of this as bringing your shoulder blades together. Now, when you combine all three of those, you essentially have an effective back pressure movement. So sometimes you'll see people pulling down like this. Sometimes you'll see people coming back like this. And more technical, more advanced arm wrestlers, you'll see them coming out like this, right? Also kind of referred to as the kickback. And that's the shoulder retraction that's doing that move. Now, if you combine all of them together, it's difficult to imagine how to do all three together. But the way I like to teach it is to stay light on your elbow. Now, there's a fourth part to this, which is coming up like this. It's an up pressure, and it's part of back pressure. Because in order for you to come back and slide on the pad, without being pushed down into the pad, your elbow down into the pad, you have to stay up. And a good way to train that is always try and stay light on the pad or almost not touching it at all. So to put all three together, it's gonna look something like this. Gonna come straight back. So the shoulder is coming back, your humerus is being drawn down, and then your elbow flexion is maintaining the height of your hand. So in order to slide your elbow back, without dropping your height, you have to close this angle. You see how this angle closes here? Straight back, and then you add the shoulder into that for even more. Okay, so shoulder retraction, shoulder retraction. It's like a lat drag, you know, coming down, and then elbow flexion to maintain the height of the hand. A way to practice this is stay light on the elbow. Don't dig your elbow into the pad. That's only hurting you. When you dig your elbow deep into the pad, you're making it easier for your opponent to attack your arm because you're creating a fulcrum here for them to open your arm down like this. When you just dig your elbow deep into the pad, you're really limiting the pressures that you can apply on the other person. Remember, they're grabbing you on your hand here. And if you're digging your elbow down, you can only attack their hand with your elbow flexion or your static elbow flexion here by dropping back like this. But if you stay light, you can attack their fingers by having an up pressure, right? And when you mix this up pressure with the three movements of back pressure, you stay light and you're coming back at the same time. So you're attacking them up this way, and then you're also coming back off the pad. Well, how are you attacking up here, you know? You'll come off the pad. Well, they're pulling you down, okay? So they're pulling you down and you're meeting their down pressure on you by coming up. So instead of the pad stopping them from pulling you down, it's you. You're coming up and applying a pressure here and then floating back. It also allows you to move around wherever you need to move on the pad, and allows you to come back, come forward, wherever you need to go. So you need that up pressure. You know, you can't drag back and do the full back pressure movement unless you have up pressure to keep your elbow light on the pad here. All right, guys, this is a lot to take in. If you have any questions, let me know. Very technical. There's a lot of different things here to go over. So.